Today, I'm taking you to test a boat that's the dream of almost all Italian yachtsmen, the Solaris 60.
metri
18.31 by 5.28 meters, the perfect size for a Minimax. And here, we indeed have a proper Minimax, the Solaris 60, one of the latest models from the Aquileia shipyard. A gorgeous boat, an impressive boat as you can see. Here, we're talking about top-quality boats. The waterlines and deck style have been designed by Soto Acibal, a highly renowned Argentinian designer. And all the spaces below deck have instead been designed by Solaris's in-house technical department. Some occasional requests for more specific features require the intervention of big names in design, such as Lorenzo Argento and Micheletti, well-known names who design a lot of boats. But the inner spaces, as a whole, are designed by the manufacturers themselves, and they are large spaces. You'll see how gorgeous they are. Let me explain how the boat is made. The boat is hand-laminated. Don't turn your nose up at it. Nowadays, infusion is the big topic, but be aware that top-quality builders often laminate by hand, because a really well-done infusion is quite hard to accomplish, and you can often get better results with a good job done by hand. That's what's been done for this boat. Here, the sandwich structure of the boat is laminated. The first skin is laminated. Then, the Airex core is put on and glued to the first skin with the vacuum bag. Once the vacuum has been made and the maximum adhesion between the core and the skin has been achieved, the second skin is layered, and what you get is a top-quality product. Then the bulkheads are placed. Here, the bulkheads are made of composite. The three main bulkheads, the shatterproof forward, the center, and the shatterproof aft bulkheads are composite bulkheads. As we're going to see, these bulkheads, especially the mast bulkhead, are very thick, but light, and that's because they're made of composite. On a boat of this type, bulkheads are resin-coated throughout their perimeter, and this is a key feature. This is what sets a structural boat like this one apart from series production boats. As well as the bulkheads, several pieces of furniture, when possible, are chipped to the hull. The resin piece is bonded so that they adhere completely to the hull and help to make it stiffer. Here, the level of quality, as I said, is top-notch. Before shooting the video, I had a thorough look at it and saw some things that are really very pleasant. Some examples? A simple thing, the inlet hole for the hot water hoses. How do you usually make them? You take a hole saw drill the hole, run the hose through, and that's it. But in the edge of that hole, the resin is exposed. Water can get in, and that can trigger problems. But these people here, they treat each single hole with resin finish. At first they drill, and then they treat all of them with resin finish completely and run the hoses through so they rest on a guide. This is the level of quality in the details, in the unseen things of a boat of this type. Having seen how the boat is built and its quality level, let's talk to someone who knows the boat really well. Giovanni Tarantino, who's an old acquaintance of ours as a Solaris agent. Let's go meet Giovanni.
Andiamo a incontrare Giovanni.
Hi, Giovanni.
Hi, Maurizio. Good morning.
Good morning to you, too. Giovanni, this boat is gorgeous. It's really a very beautiful boat.
Thank you.
Today I spoke with the owner, who told me he's completely satisfied with the performance, too. He's owned several boats.
We own 7, the last 3 of which are Solaris models. We started around 2010 with the Solaris 148, then in 2017 the Solaris 55, the number 1, and then in 2020 we switched to the 60.
And then the last 3 were Solaris boats.
I confirm.
Do you confirm? And he said to us,
3 Solaris boats, one after the other, because they are the most gorgeous boats in the world. I challenge anyone to find better looking boats than these ones. Excellent construction quality, neat lines, an excellent Italian product.
Perciò
so I can tell you that yacht owners are fully satisfied. You should be aware that Giovanni and I know each other quite well, because we run the column Yes and No, the debate, together. In addition to being Solaris' agent for the Italian Tyrrhenian coast and islands, he's also Dufour's importer. And it's precisely on those boats that we run this column. I ask him questions about the boat, trying to put him on the spot. And the meaner I am, the more he replies, I confirm. Hence, everyone now nicknames him I Confirm. Let's see if I can put you on the spot on this boat today.
Let's try.
The boat weighs just over 25,000 kilograms, draws 3.2 meters, and has a ballast of 7,900 kilograms. That's less than a third of the displacement. Isn't that a bit low?
In teoria sì, nella pratica
In theory, yes. In practice, all the weight is at 3.2 meters depth in the standard draft. Or you can also have a 2.8 meter draft. But the difference is also made by the waterline, the shape stability, and the wide shape of this boat, which adds stability.
infatti la barca ha un vaglio di
In fact, the boat has a 5.28 meter beam. And also here at the taffrail, as you can see, the boat is very wide. It's certainly over 90% of the maximum beam. A very wide hull that gives much shape stability. Shape stability allows for less weight stability, and that's why the ballast is less than a third of the displacement of the boat. But now, Giovanni, we have to turn.
We are almost at the Porto Vene harbor, so I invite the crew to come aft.
Crew, let's turn.
a venire a
equipaggio
poppa.
via che si vira.
Eccoci. Stiamo lasciando.
We are leaving Porto Vene, and this is the point of sail for which the boat has been conceived. Before, we were using a 101 meter Genoa, because the owner chose this sail plan.
What do you mean by before? While we were sailing upwind, we were using the same Genoa that
Yes,
we're
of course.
using now.
We had 101 meters of Genoa and 100 meters.
So we have 200 square meters of canvas on board.
The boat has been conceived with a self-stacking jib, but in this case, the owner has chosen the option of a larger Genoa.
Che è una bella cosa. Chiaramente la
And that's a great idea. The self-tacking jib is very handy. But a Genoa of this size is fun. It makes you truly enjoy what the boat can offer. We talked about the weight and the keel. We said that the boat is very wide, 5 meters and 28 centimeters.
I confirm.
So it has a very wide hull, which cannot be steered with a single blade.
In fact, there are 2 rudders, 2 blades. This also allows us to carry a dinghy garage with 2.85 meter inflated dinghy.
Why do the 2 blades allow you to carry a dinghy? Because in the center of the hull, the 2 blades leave a space large enough to carve out a garage in the hull. A garage that can accommodate a 2.85 meter inflated dinghy, as Giovanni said. But this raises another problem. The boat is equipped with a 150 horsepower Volvo Penta, a rather big straight shaft engine. The line shaft should cross the garage. How do you avoid that?
I confirm the 150 HP engine fitted on this boat is the optimal version, while the standard one is 110 HP, which in any case is a rather strong engine. We mounted a V-drive, a special system that allowed us to recover the line shaft and move the propeller forward.
What is a V-drive? The inverter box is usually aft of the engine. On a V-drive, it's forward of the engine instead. The shaft goes back through a coupling, runs under the engine, and then follows the normal route. But running under the engine, it recovers the entire length of the engine. That's why the propeller of this boat comes out just after the 2 tables, instead of coming out here. But this also gives us another benefit.
As you can see, if we were now motoring, we would have no turbulence on the blade, and could also be more responsive while maneuvering in a harbor.
Certamente, perché l'elica
Of course, and that's because the propeller is very far from the 2 rudder blades. Having said that, I'd like to go on talking about what we mentioned earlier, the width of the cockpit. This aft area of the cockpit is very wide, and the helm area is huge. How could they make such a large space? They could make it by stopping the cockpit benches at this level. They've achieved two things. One, by stopping the benches, the helm area extends from bulwarks to bulwarks, so it uses the whole width of the boat. Two, they were able to add this step that allows us to go on deck without having to climb up on the benches, as used to be the case. On this boat, as well as on other Solaris models, I can easily get into this space, which I also need to use comfortably, the two winches, and climb the step to the deck. Especially the teak is very elegant.
When we talk about teak, I would like to point out that at Solaris, we only use premium teak with a thickness of 10 millimeters.
I can see it. You can see it very well.
And the slats are so well worked to seem unique.
I know that's your own characteristic.
I confirm.
Abbiamo visto un pochino
And so we've seen a lot, even if not everything, about the technical features of this boat. If you wish to keep this point of sale,
I would like you to go below deck and admire the inner spaces.
I'll show our viewers the inside of this boat.
questa è una versione che vedremo,
This is the 3-cabin version. And there is also a 4-cabin layout available.
anche un 4 cabine.
Perfect. Please follow me.
come vi ho detto, la barca è
As I told you, below deck, the boat is very large and good looking. You immediately see the quality of finishes, which are really very high level. Look how beautifully this wood has been worked. Even in places like this, I can easily consider the Solaris finishes at the top of the quality scale for boats. There aren't many shipyards in the world at this level of quality, both for finishes and for anything else. We're inside unit number 2 of Solaris 60. As of May 2023, 10 units have been built. This boat has a classic 3-cabin layout, with 2 aft and 1 forward cabin. One of the aft cabins is equipped with a double bed, and the other one with slightly staggered twin beds. The forward cabin in this boat has a bed resting on the bulwarks, and the ensuite is forward of the bed. Since this boat allows for much customization, if you want, you can also have the bed in the center, and the ensuite a more usual position. Since this boat allows for more customization, if you want, you can also have the bed in the center and the ensuite in a more usual position, in this area here. Or if you wish, you may also choose the 4-cabin version. The 4th cabin is located in this area and equipped with 2 bunk beds. Each cabin has its own head with a shower stall. Heads are very spacious and equipped with top-quality amenities. They're comfortable, and everything always works perfectly. Another choice you have is the type of wood. This specific boat is made of teak, a really lovely teak. Please note that on the bulkheads, on the large surfaces, there are no differences either in color or in grain. Everything is perfectly harmonized. Why? Because all this wood comes from the same batch. This means the quality of this boat starts much earlier than the building process. It starts with the selection of the building materials. As I was saying, this boat is made of teak. Alternatively, you may also opt for oak, the other type of wood that Solaris deals with. And keep in mind, Solaris doesn't just give you an oak boat. They interpret oak in several variations, each one prettier than the next, from natural oak to antiqued oak, which has a special treatment, and to brushed oak, which is my favorite type of oak because it enhances the wood fibers. Or look at the bleached oak in this picture. It's almost exclusive because at present it's only being used by Solaris. This kind of processing makes oak white and creates a feeling of brightness and space. You can also customize other features. For example, you can choose the position of the chart table or the gallery accessories. But these are clearly more common customizations, which are anyway convenient. Here we find the washing machine, but instead of the washing machine, we might fit a dishwasher. There's a big home-size refrigerator, which is extremely convenient, and a lot of lockers, which is a typical feature for this level of boats. Here there are many lockers, many drawers, a galley, that's very convenient to use, as well as a huge salon, with this L-shaped couch and this other two-seater deep couch. This particular table looks like it can be opened and doubled, but that's not so. It has a drop-down opening, because nautical charts are stored inside. Among other convenient things, the TV comes out of there, and you can watch it from this couch. One last thing, the builder ensures that all electrical installations and all plumbing systems can be easily inspected at any point, and this is a key feature. Another thing I'd add, which I noticed while giving a thorough look at the boat, is that everything is equipped with a little explanatory note. For example, if you open up underneath this couch, you find the diesel tank. There are nozzles coming out of the tank, and each nozzle is equipped with its own little plate explaining what you're looking at. And I can assure you that this is very convenient for a seaman. That said, I'll go out and meet Giovanni again. And with him, I'll go and see how the boat sails from a technical point of view. Please, follow me.
Imbarcazione da un punto di vista tecnico. Seguitemi.
Come here, Maurizio. We have spread the Gennaker.
I heard.
I'm letting you take the helm at 10.2.
Geez, that's fast. 10.2 with a 13 knot of wind. That's nice. Lots of fun. Great. And this morning, when we tested it with the Genoa, the boat was sailing really well and reached almost 9 knots with an 11 knot wind. Not too shabby. The special feature of this boat is that you can feel that it's very solid, sturdy, and stable. It's easy at the helm, even if not too easy. But this is a benefit because it helps you to control it better. And if you know how this boat is made, you're aware that you can sail it anywhere and in any condition. I think we've given you a good glimpse of the boat. Now bear in mind that with a sea test, we can only do so much, because in a short time, it's hard to have a thorough idea about a boat's performance at sea. One can tell what quality the boat is made of, and an experienced eye can tell how the boat is made, and whether or not it's worthy of its cost or its name. And this boat, in my opinion, is worthy both of its cost and, above all, its name. And with this, I thank Giovanni for the advice. Also, thanks Alfredo and Luca. We made them work really hard. But they are young. All I have to do now is say goodbye and see you at the next SVN Solo Venette video.
Solo Venette.